some incredible images. It's a miracle, really, in Mexico. A plane packed with 103 people on board crashing. Look at this, just past the runway during takeoff and then catching fire.
Amazingly, everyone escaping, although 2 people, including one of the pilots, are in serious condition this morning. ABC's Victor Oquendo is in Mexico City, where that plane was supposed to land, with the latest. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Robin. That plane was supposed to come right here to Mexico City, but it never made it more than a mile from the airport in Durango, crashing during takeoff in a nearby field. Passengers describing the horrifying scene. The locals here calling it nothing short of a miracle. It was during takeoff when the 99 passengers packed into this Aeromexico flight felt the ferocious wind, the plane bouncing violently against the runway. Then everything went dark.
It happened real quick. He started picking up speed, and then it started getting windier. We bounced a couple times, and then that's when we started seeing the fire.
A loud bang echoed in the cabin as the left wing hit the ground, causing the plane to lose both engines along the runway. The passengers and 4 crew scrambling to escape, one woman and her child running out through a hole in the plane, while others clambered out through the emergency slides just as smoke began to rise out of the aircraft before it exploded into flames, according to officials.
I seen a bunch of smoke, opened the door, and then when I got out, I started pulling some people out.
This video taken by first responders as emergency crews doused the fire and paramedics pack person after person into ambulances. Miraculously, not a single life lost. This passenger says she ran from the scene as fast as she could, feeling the plane might explode. The plumes of smoke could be seen for miles. People taken to the hospital for injuries, the pilot and 1 passenger in serious but stable condition, at least 1 American on board, Reverend Ezequiel Sanchez from Chicago. The Archdiocese of Chicago saying he sustained injuries, but he is alert and resting. Please pray for Father Sanchez and everyone affected by this plane crash. The airline says the plane was, quote, perfectly maintained. It was serviced in February and the crew was well rested. And this morning, government officials are visiting victims in those hospitals. An investigation has been opened up, and the company that makes the plane, Embraer, says it's sending a team of technicians to help. Amy?
All right, Victor, thanks so much for that. Let's bring in former Defense and State Department official and ABC News contributor Colonel Steve Ganyard. And Steve, good morning to you. We heard the governor of Durango saying that a gust of wind, they believe, hit the plane as it was taking off. We also know this airport is at high altitude. What do you think the contributing factors were to this plane crash?
Good morning, Amy. I think that that's still an open question. So we do know that there was some weather in the area. We do know that this is a very high airport, so it's about 6,000 feet, well above, say, Denver or Albuquerque. It's warm, so the air is thin. It takes a longer takeoff roll. So waiting to see where the weather played a factor. But what we do know is that this aircraft left the runway, veered off to the left at a very high rate of speed, and it ripped the engines off the airplane. Though you can see those sitting in the infield there. Skidded for almost a half a mile beyond the end of the runway, but was intact, which is what saved not only the crew but all the passengers on board, that the hull and the cabin stayed intact.
And does that have something to do with how the pilots handled the plane when they realized something was wrong? Because it is remarkable. We don't see outcomes like this very often, especially with images like that.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, we don't know whether it's a mechanical issue or whether it was pilot error, but the reason the airplane left the runway there is still an open question. But they did a great job. The cabin crew did a great job getting everybody off the airplane. You saw the fire there that destroyed the whole hull. That happened after they got everybody off the airplane. So thankfully, it was very, very smooth ground as the airplane plowed through the end of the runway there. And I think that was the biggest contributor to all these people getting off safely.
Yeah, I know everyone's so thankful about the outcome on that one, and the investigation continues in terms of what happened. Steve Ganyard, as always, thanks for being with us.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.